think Usyk's got to be wary of Tyson Fury.
This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Queensberry's Dev Sahni, here in London at the Hamzah Sheeraz versus Liam Williams workout ahead of next Saturday's big middleweight clash. Dev, first of all, I haven't seen you on camera, I haven't done an interview with you, so how's your new year been?
It's been great. Had a bit of chill time over Christmas, New Year. Went over to Dubai, had a nice bit of time, and back at it, ready to go, mate. Ready to get things moving. Ready for Hamzah Sheeraz. Ready to find out if Hamzah Sheeraz is all hype. That's what I'm ready to find out. What do you want to? I don't know if you want to zoom in. That's what. Look, I just want to find out if he's all hype or not. He's 18-0. He's got 14 knockouts. He seems to be cleaning everyone out, but he hasn't cleaned out Liam Williams. Liam Williams, toughest test of his career by far. Not an old man either. Only 31. Coming off a knockout win. A lot of questions heading into this one. So, as you can tell, I'm pretty hyped.
I thought, like you say, Liam Williams only 31, but he's got a lot of experience at the top level. It's fair to say Hamzah hasn't been at that level yet. How tough a fight do you think this is? Do you think it's a 50-50 on paper?
Actually, yes, I do. I really do, because why has the fight been made? Is it because people think Liam Williams might be a little bit shot, might be a little bit over the hill? I don't know. But if he's not, if he is actually that same guy that rampaged through the domestic middleweight scene a few years ago with Frank, with Queensberry, to becoming the mandatory challenger for the world title, if he's that guy, Hamzah Sheeraz could have a real problem in front of him. But if Hamzah Sheeraz is the guy, the golden boy, the one who's going to become a world champion at middleweight from Britain's next middleweight champion, then he deals with Liam Williams. I truly think it's a hard fight, and it all depends on what Liam Williams we get, really. We know what Hamzah we're going to get. This Hamzah's 24 years old. His tail is right up. He hasn't got those miles on the clock, hasn't suffered any damaging defeats or confidence-robbing defeats. He's just ready to go. And I can't wait to find out. That first bell is, bring it on.
And in terms of where the winner goes from here, I mean, you've got Nathan Heeney on the show, I think the month after. He's been talking about a possible fight at the Stoke ground. Is that maybe a realistic option, or would you like to see maybe Hamzah fight for a world title and then winner fights Heeney or something like that?
I think some of this depends on how Hamzah looks. If Hamzah does a demolition job on Liam Williams, that actually sends out a statement to the world. That doesn't just send out a statement to Britain. That tells the world that he's just knocked out a guy that Chris Eubank Jr. couldn't knock out. He's just knocked out a guy that Demetrius Andrade, in his pomp, couldn't knock out. That's Hamzah Sheeraz saying, I'm high up with the WBC, strap me up because I want a world title very soon. Is Nathan Heeney in his future? Hey, maybe. They're both with Queensberry, both unbeaten middleweights, but it's all to come. Let's see how he gets on against Williams, because it's a real fight.
And we've mentioned those middleweights. Also, I think a mention for Denzel Bentley. That was a fight that was talked about for years, him and Sheeraz. I'm sure he's got a big part to play still in this scene as well. Yeah,
I was speaking to Denzel the other day. He just wants to get a big fight, basically. He doesn't want to come back and have a little walkover job and ring rust and all of that. He's only interested in some big fight. So let's see. I don't know what the Queensberry plan is with him, but I'd imagine he's very much part of it. And sometimes when you lose a fight like that, suddenly opportunity knocks because someone wants to get Denzel Bentley on their resume. You never know, something like that might happen. There might be a middleweight coming through saying, let me do a better job than Heeney did. And suddenly Denzel Bentley turns into the old Denzel Bentley and knocks the new fella out. So I think it's an exciting time for Denzel Bentley. I'm very curious to see what happens next.
Talk to me about Anthony Yarde. He's back on this bill. It's been interesting the way sort of Queensberry and Tunde guided him, because he's kind of had some sort of fights against guys maybe we don't know, but then he always goes into a big fight. So is it a case of that? You think a big fight? I mean, Callum Smith's been mentioned. Is that potentially next?
I would say whatever way he's been guided so far has been correct, because it has worked. He has made a ton of money. He currently sits as one of the best light heavyweights in the world. He currently currently sits as the best light heavyweight in the country. I think we confirm that when you compare the performances of Callum Smith against Beterbiev and Anthony Yarde against Beterbiev. Callum Smith, he did what he had to do in there. Beterbiev's an absolute monster. Give Callum Smith credit because he went away from home and he never stopped swinging. But Anthony Yarde also never stopped swinging and started pushing Beterbiev back at times in there. So I think Anthony Yarde's sat in a great spot. What will happen with him next? That Callum Smith fight does sound great, doesn't it? I'd love to see that. I'd love to see him against the winner of Boxeo Aziz. I don't know if he's going to go to that. It'd be good to find out today if he's going to be out there. So I think the future is bright. Anthony Yarde against anyone is it's a pretty big fight right now. Anyone that you know, and he's what, 32 years old, looking good. Let's see.
If he does get that Callum Smith fight, and then, like you say, fights the winner of Boxeo Aziz, barring Bivol, he would have fought everyone in his era. It's pretty impressive.
Exactly. Like when Anthony Yarde's career is done, we'll look back at some great nights, some great wins as well by the end of it as well. And we'll forget about all this criticism that he's got in little pockets of his career along the way. He would have ended up making a lot of money and gone down as a big star in British boxing. Right now, he is one of the biggest stars in British boxing. You'll see that today when he rocks up with his entourage. Cameras will be out. They'll be all around him. So I'm looking forward to the next step. He's obviously got this fight, Copper Box, February 10th. Kind of staying busy, ticking over. The opponent's no complete slouch, but you expect Anthony Yarde in his pomp right now to get him out of there. And let's see.
Right, I need to talk to you about Fury Usyk. It's coming up so quick. We get this fight done with, and then you'll go straight into fight week for that. How are you feeling about the fight, first of all? As it's drawing closer, there's, we'll talk about sort of some of the news headlines that's been going out. But what's your thoughts on the fight as it's drawing nearer?
I love the fight. It's just history, isn't it? This is just it's amazing to be involved in such a monumental moment in sport. And when you end the night and only one man can walk the earth as the heavyweight champion, you're in a great spot, and that's what we're building up towards here. It's a fascinating fight. It's two unbeaten heavyweights. One is 50 pounds heavier than the other. But the other guy's a genius. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He's beaten Anthony Joshua a couple of times. He's undisputed at cruiserweight. But then you've got the Gypsy King, the lineal champion, the WBC champion, the man who beat the man, and I'm so curious as to what's going to happen in there. Like, they're both like enigmas as well, and I don't think anyone can quite pinpoint what they think is going to happen when the first bell rings. It's very difficult to tell. It could be amazing, it could be a bit boring, I don't know, but the build-up will be fantastic, and I can't wait for that first bell.
What do you think each guy's got to be wary of the other, in your opinion?
I think Usyk's got to be wary of Tyson Fury's size. The average weights of the last sort of 5 fights or so, there's about 50 pounds in it. It's a lot, and Tyson knows how to use his size too. That's the thing. When other heavyweights have fought Usyk in the past, only really Derek Chisora was ever able to really impose their size, make him feel like a smaller man. Tyson will make him feel like a smaller man. So what's Fury got to be wary of? Usyk's a southpaw that's going to be buzzing around him, just trying to pick him off, moving around, making him chase shadows best he can. And he's very clever, and he's got that boxing IQ. So a lot for both guys to be wary of, really.
And obviously, when you've got all these big fights, there's so many rumours going around before all these big fights. But obviously, there were a few rumours about Jai Opetaia leaving the camp, and people jumped to the conclusion that he dropped Fury. Jai then denied it, and his team denied it. And then Johnny Nelson's come out, I believe today on TalkSport, saying that he's heard rumours that Fury's camp isn't going well. He's getting turned over in the gym and things. What have you heard, from Fury's camp, if anything, about what's been going on?
So I haven't heard any of that. It's amazing though, because it's just the news cycle, isn't it? People love creating a story, and like Opetaia leaves. Oh, he must have done it. Like, maybe he's just left because he needs sparring that suits his opponent's style. Maybe he's not fighting anyone who's a bit like Tyson Fury. Not many people get to do that. So yeah, and on the Johnny Nelson stuff, look, I don't know. All I am hearing, and I'm not close to the camp. All I know is that they've locked themselves away. You can't really get near him. So as you can see, he's not doing an awful lot of media right now. There's not a lot going out there that's new content because he's focused. He's got his head down, and they're training very, very hard. So that's all I've heard.
Okay, Dev, I think we'll leave it there. Anything you want to add on this show? Just on hype?
Make sure you try that. By the way, look, I know we joke about it, but hype energy drink, the cheesecake flavour is the best I've ever
Cheesecake?
had. Yeah, literally cheesecake flavour.
Sugar-free as well?
Sugar. I only got sugar-free, but best energy drink I've ever had in my whole life. So forget your other energy drinks. This is the one for you. Believe the hype.
Okay, link will probably be in Dev's bio somewhere. Dev, thank you very much. Cheers.